everyone, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a blog post that I wrote last year in 2020 in video form. It's talking about chronic illness and magic and working magic while you have a chronic illness. So in the blog post, which I encourage everyone to read because I do have a resource for more information if you guys know someone who has this or you just need more information, and also because I discuss a lot of different aspects to this as far as magic goes, and I plan to do a series on this if people are interested in more detail, so stay tuned for that. And if there's enough interest in the discussion of chronic illness and magic for healing and those sort of things, please leave a comment below and let me know if you guys are interested. So as far as magic and chronic illness is concerned, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2018. However, I didn't know if I had Crohn's disease or any other form of inflammatory bowel disease as it is collectively known as, and the most two common types are Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. And I did not know for a long time which of the two I had. I didn't know what was going on with me for a long time, and as such, I found out later on that I have Crohn's disease now. And in the beginning, when I first got diagnosed, as I mentioned in the post, as a general rule, if I know I can't focus and I have a fever, or I'm generally just unwell in any capacity where it's going to affect my ability to concentrate, I will not cast spells. And if I do, I'm doing something for healing, and I'm using crystals to help me facilitate the raising of energy along with the energy that I am able to sum up. Also, I store energy in certain areas. So for example, I have energy stored in my altar that's right behind me, which you can't see at the moment, but it is behind me. And I store energy within it, and I also store energy in certain crystals, and I also work with crystals that have healing properties. I mentioned in the blog post that when I was working magic for healing, especially when I had fevers, and using medications that they provided me, along with all the other relevant changes that needed to be made, such as diet and exercising changes, well, more diet than anything else in the beginning, learning my trigger foods and so forth, I used a small crystal grid with healing stones near me. I used a crystal grid for sleep. I used a crystal grid to manage various aspects. I didn't get into the other crystal grids that I used, but I used a healing crystal grid, and a lot of people might not think that's a magical thing, but I said in the post, and I'm gonna say it here, anything can be an act of magic, no matter what it is, even if it is taking medication or drinking electrolyte boosting drinks or whatever the case is. In the post I mentioned medication, so I would use medication as part of the spell work. I would use crystals, like I said. I would use music. I would do meditations. I would raise energy through the objects I used, or I would just get energy from the environment, energy from the sun, from the moon. I would use moon water to help cleanse and heal me in the safe way. I wouldn't consume it if I know that I've used it to make an elixir with, and I've actually put a crystal in there. I wouldn't consume it, but I would use it to help me heal. Or I would, if I didn't want to use the moon water at all, I would just stick with crystals in different aspects of healing. I also mentioned that in the post, I generally will do spells related to healing, and I mentioned in the post that if I have more energy, I'm more likely to do a deeper working, or a working that may require more attention. And I think that one of the things I want to mention here, that I do mention in the post as well, is that I made sure to, when I did incorporate using medications, I used them as part of the spell. Like I said, I used it to help and imbued it with a specific things it is already supposed to do. If you will, I would use the medication along with the other instructions and the crystals. Apologies, I'm not articulating this well. That said, I would also use different pieces of magically charged items. And I mentioned in the post that even in hospital, I would use Magick there. I would have to choose times very carefully, and in a way that wouldn't even look like I'm doing magic. Sometimes I would carry things, like going back to the magical items aspect, I might carry a piece of like enchanted jewelry or a bracelet that had like healing crystals in it or something of that nature with me as well. So these are just some of the things that I did. Generally now I'm quite well, as I mentioned in the post. I'm doing better, so I'm able to live a normal life. When it comes to my Crohn's disease, and I'm in remission and all of that, but when I'm not doing well, I will base my magic on how I'm feeling and what I'm doing, and I could really deep dive into this like I said in the beginning, so if you guys are interested, please let me know and I'll be happy to do more videos on it. One of the final points I'd like to make is that, like, no matter what illness you have, there are ways to work magic, even if it's not ritualistic all the time, because I did mention in the post that it wasn't always ritualistic types of spells. I wasn't always doing a lot of ceremonial aspects to magic, and not everybody likes ceremonial magic. I would do a combination of the two depending on how much energy I had in me. So if I really didn't have it because I was dealing with a lot of fatigue in the beginning, I would do very bare bones ceremony, or I would do no ceremony and I would just go straight to just raising energy and casting the spell in a different form. So hope you all are well. If you guys like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share, and please, I encourage you to read the blog post that is at the end or in the description of this video. Speak soon.